Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to KGX to the Z TV. Here today with a match review. Carabao Cup action. Chelsea 5, Barrow nil. Not much to say on the performance. It's not going to be a long one today, but just generally pleased, right? We know Barrow's a League Two side. Chelsea has a very deep bench, as evidenced by Maresca's 11 changes. If we look at the lineup real quick, we had Jurgensen in goal. Gusto got back, got good 45 minutes fitness under his legs. Haven't seen or heard any reports of any discomfort or anything like that. So we're gonna need him on the weekend, especially considering he's going to be going up against a fit and kind of rejuvenated Matoma. Center backs were Disasi, who had the captain's armband at first, and then left center back was Badia Shield. Left back was Renato Vega. The midfield, we had Cassidy, who got back into the team, so big up Cesare. The other midfielder we had was Dewsbury Hall, who's been sort of a little bit slow to kind of get reacclimated to Premier League action. Left winger, we had Mudryk. In the 10, we had João Felix. And then on the right-hand side, we had Neto. So Neto sort of in his more natural, his favorable position, cutting in on the inside. And then up top, in Cuckoo. Yeah, if you wanted before the match, if you wanted to sort of dream up an ideal scenario of how this match would play out, you would want early goals, check, and Cuckoo, 2 early goals. João Felix with a nice free kick off the post. I think they kind of chalked it up to an own goal, but we're going to give it to João. He was very João Felix today. Nutmegs, little flicks, lovely assist on the first goal to Nkuku. Sort of just chipped it over the defense, and Nkuku kind of took it on the half turn and on the volley and slotted it home. Made the finish look very easy. So you would want those early goals. You would want us to look solid in defense, and we were. Not too many chances, not too many opportunities for Jurgensen to be called upon. And when he did, he made a couple good saves. But again, not worried very much. You'd want no injuries, so we had no injuries. And then like in all cup matches, especially early Carabao Cup matches, when you go up against non-Premier League, not Championship opposition, you would want to get the game done early so you can get a chance to rotate, and then as we do around the Chelsea Football Club, the Cobham Sexuals, we want to see youngsters given an opportunity to sort of get in there, which we did later on with Tyreek George, who had an excellent opportunity to get on the score sheet and dragged his shot just horribly wide. So room for improvement for Tyreek, but he also looked very dangerous. Archibald came on for right back for Disasi, and even Chilwell. Big up to Ben Chilwell for staying fit. Big up to Maresca for sort of kind of keeping him around the squad. There was a lot of rumors about him going out and things like that in the transfer window, but obviously being on 200K a week, being injury prone, being a traditional left back, he had a lot of things working against him. But Chilwell came in, got the captain's armband, which was nice to see. Got some run out. He definitely looked a little off the pace in terms of his fitness and things like that, but that's to be expected. But yeah, just overall, just really good. Comforting performances. That's 3 clean sheets on the bounce in all competitions. The 1-0 win away to Bournemouth, the 3-0 win away to West Ham, and then this one 5-0. So you want to see the team sort of gelling. You want to see the patterns of play. You want to see players who might not be in the first choice starting 11 kind of state their case and make a statement about, hey, don't forget about me. You want to see those guys stay fit because it's a very long season. We know we're in 4 competitions, extended Conference League format, Club World Cup this summer. So we're going to need a big squad, and we're going to need depth. And luckily, especially in the attacking areas, we've got a lot of that, and we've got pretty decent depth in the defensive side or defensive areas, especially when Gusto's fit, when Reece James comes back fit, hopefully. So you want to see those guys sort of get their minutes up, get their confidence up. And this was really just a game, about that. And we really demonstrated from the start that, the levels and the gap in quality between a top Premier League side. And, when I say top, I'm not talking about, a title challenging squad, but I'm talking about a squad that on paper, we spend $1 billion. We're going to be judged by that. So let's not run from it and let's act accordingly. So, like I said, very, very, very good. And Cuckoo at the striker position, it's not particularly ideal against Premier League center backs and things like that, just because, he's a player that likes to drop into the spaces. He likes to drop into the half space, kind of, likes the freedom in his movement. Ideally, he'd probably be better suited for like a 10, or if we did 2 inside forwards and things like that. But very nice to see him get his hat trick. Lovely, lovely finish on the second one, where he nice little kind of back heel flick. Good cross came in from the right hand side, and then the third one, he did a very, very good job of just closing down the keeper. You got to ask questions about what the keeper was doing in that situation, but he took advantage of the opportunity and got his hat trick. And then came off, and then Gui had an opportunity, had a couple of nice passes. Chukwuemeka got some minutes in his legs, so it's nice to see him. He's a player that there were some rumors about him going out in the transfer window, particularly on loan. I wouldn't want him to be sold. Love his profile as a player. Super creative on the ball, very tricky, nice dribbler, good physicality to him. Decent in front of goal, although yesterday when he did get his opportunity, he cut in from the right-hand side and left-footed shot, looked like a Mudryk shot. Shout out to Mudryk, though. Very, very steady performance from him. You could just see just the difference in terms of the physicality and the pace that he has. I mean, from a standstill, the way he gets off the mark reminds me of how Willian used to get off the mark, where Willian was a little bit more Brazilian with that flair and the shimmy, drop the shoulder. Mudryk is just little feint here, gone, and had some very dangerous crosses. Had a shot that pretty decent shot. He likes to cut in on the right hand side and get a shot in. But I'd be interested to see if Maresca has any idea, because he does have a pretty good cross on him. He takes corners. To see if he would kind of be an option on that right hand side. Ideally, if you put him on the right hand side, I know he's competing with Neto, competing with Madueke, but they're just very different, right? He just offers that pace, and in games where teams would give us space, and if that's in Europe, if that's in cup matches, he should be a player that should be able to exploit that, because his best attribute is his physical prowess and things like that. So very nice to see him sort of get some minutes, get 90 minutes, get some confidence in there. Like I said, George came on, Gui came on. I still think we probably could have used an additional striker, somebody with a little bit more experience. Doesn't have to necessarily be Osherman, but somebody of more of a traditional 9. I don't like the idea of relying on Gui. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have minded him going out on loan. Wouldn't have minded seeing David Washington yesterday. We spent almost $20 million on him. You spend $20 million on a kid, you expect him to be playing at a higher level than U21, U23 matches and things like that. So, but yeah, just overall, just big up the squad. Like I said, no injuries going into it. We got Brighton on the weekend. It's going to be a massive test. Brighton's undefeated. We know the sort of little rivalry that we have with their fans, but they're a team that can pose some real threat. They've got some absolute ballers in their squad. Matoma, I mentioned before. João Pedro, it looks like he's back to fitness. Danny Welbeck is a Chelsea killer, even going back to his Man United days. Minte on the right-hand side looks like a very, very nice, promising prospect. Super pacey. That's going to be a big test again for Cucurella. But yeah, just good to get some guys like Cucurella, Palmer, Enzo, Caicedo, Colwell, Fofana, Tosin. Nice to see those guys kind of get a little bit of rest, because like I said, we're going to need them. We've got a very busy schedule coming up, and then we've got internationals coming up as well. So big up the boys, up the Chels, and we will see you at the Brighton preview. Peace.